Hey there, today we're gonna talk on URL parameters, or in other words get parameters. How to read these parameters through servlet and JSP. Today we're gonna check that. Now what is a parameter first of all? Now if I Google any keyword, for example world in this case, in here we can easily see that this particular text is the base URL, and after that there is a parameter, for example search, then question mark equal to world. Now this text after question mark q equal to world is a parameter. After this ampersand there is a text rlc equals some weird text, so this is yet another parameter. So how to read these parameters in our web application is the agenda today. In order to save some time, I have already added this project into our Eclipse IDE, reading URL parameters, and in here let us add one servlet, and the name of the servlet could be like parameter. So the package name would be like demo, class name would be parameter, and we will click on finish. So the name of the servlet is parameter, and inside the servlet we have this doGet method, and let us get rid of these two lines from here. And in this doGet method we have nothing, and we can, for example, print some text on the web page by adding some text in here. Now unlike JSP, we won't be able to type in out.println directly and provide some text as a parameter of this method. We won't be able to do that. Alright, and if I do like testing in here and try to execute this servlet, there would be an error. So in JSP we can make use of this syntax directly because out object is available there readily, but in case of servlet we need to create the object explicitly, so there would be an exception. So let me like quickly add one extra line of code, and that would be print writer out equals response dot get writer. Here we go. Now this code would work. If we try to add a parameter, maybe for example id, or maybe the name could be get and equals maybe 10, there won't be any effect on this output of the web page. But if we would like to read this parameter get, then how we can do it? Now this get parameters are part of a request object, so let us quickly check how we can read this parameter. In here we will type in string, maybe the value could be arg1, and this particular variable we will initialize this with the parameter get. So it would be like arg01 equals request dot get parameter, and in this particular parameter of get parameter method we need to pass the name of the parameter as a string, and which is get. And finally we can print the value on the web page using the println method. Now if I execute the program, the output would be testing 10, which is expected. Here we go, testing null because we haven't added the parameter in here. So I will type in get equals 10 and hit enter, so it would be testing 10. So let me also add this as a part of the code. Here we go. And how we can do the same in JSP, which is rather easy in fact. So let's add a new JSP file, and the name could be like parameter.jsp. Here we go. And how we can do it, which is similar to this case, we simply need to do everything identical The only difference is that in JSP we need not to declare a out object which is readily available. So in here, if I copy and paste the code in between JSP scriptlet, obviously, so in here we need to type in this, and we need to close the scriptlet after the code, obviously. Here we go, and let's format it a little bit. Finally, let us execute this JSP file. The output would be definitely only null to start with. Here we go. But if I add a new parameter, maybe like get equals 10, then the result will change. Now this is the way how we can read the parameter, and obviously we can read multiple parameter, which is again easy. The way is very simple. Let me copy this particular part and paste it in here. In here I will also do yet another thing. I will skip this particular part and directly initialize with like this, and it would be like get2, and obviously its argument 02, and in here we would also make a change argument 02. We are simply trying to read a yet another argument get2, so we are simultaneously reading get and get2. Now if I execute the program, obviously there would be two nulls now. Here we go, and here we can type in get2 equals 12 and get equals 10. So there is no requirement to maintain the series, and we can type in get2 first and then get, or get first and then get2. So there is absolutely no restriction in the sequence. And let me hit enter, and here we go. So it's testing 10 and 12. So this is how we can read multiple parameters simultaneously. We can do the same in this JSP file again, and the output would be again same. Let me execute the program. There would be obviously two nulls in here, and in here I can type in get equals 10 and get 2 equals, in fact not only number, any text, maybe getting 2, even that would work. Here we go. So in here there is some kind of issue, because in place of ampersand I have by mistake used a dollar sign. So now let me hit enter. Here we go. So 10 and getting 2, which is perfect. So this is how we can read from the get parameters, which is rather very easy, and I hope I have made myself clear. The source code of this particular program would be definitely available to you guys. I hope I have made myself clear. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.